Hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect. So in this video we are going to understand how to create wishlist member for BigCommerce order. So are you also selling your products online with the help of your BigCommerce account? Then this video is definitely for you. So over here I'm doing the same. I'm running a Edutech company and for that I'm selling my courses online with the help of my BigCommerce account. And now I want that as soon as someone purchases my course with the help of the BigCommerce account, automatically with the help of same customer details, a new member should be created in my wishlist member too, so that I can give them the immediate access of the course. So to do this, we are going to create a connection between BigCommerce and wishlist member. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also wish to learn this process step by step? Then let me take you to my computer screen. Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video we are going to understand how to create wishlist member for BigCommerce order. So as you know that I run an Edutech company and we sell online courses through our BigCommerce. And now to enhance our student experience, what I want is that as soon as this product is sold, which is PHP course, automatically with the help of same customer details, a new member should be created in my wishlist member too. So I'm going to do this because this ensures immediate access to their purchased course, streamlining the enrollment process and improving the customer satisfaction. So by creating this automation, we can save time and reduce the manual errors, providing a seamless and efficient service to our students. So to do this, I have opened the landing page of Pabbly simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as we are going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you're a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you are going to get 100 of tasks free every month. But I'm an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in right over here. And now it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm going to click on access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect's account. And now it is opening my dashboard. And to start with the automation, we are going to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So I want to save the workflow in this folder which says automations, and I want to name my workflow as how to create a wishlist member for BigCommerce order. And then we are going to click on create. And now it is opening the most important window for our automation, that is our workflow window. This is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So where we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. So by this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and the actions are response towards that command. So now without wasting much time, let's start with our automation. So now for the trigger application, we are going to select it as BigCommerce because I want that as soon as a new order is placed in my BigCommerce account, automatically my workflow should be triggered. So I'm going to search for BigCommerce right over here and then we are going to select it. And now for the trigger event, we are going to select it as new order created. So I'm going to select it and then we are going to click on connect. And as you can see that it is saying add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your BigCommerce account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me. Click on add a new connection. And now it is asking me for the client ID, access token and the store hash key. So to get this, we are going to follow this help text and it is saying you can get these credentials by logging to your BigCommerce account. After login, store owner must create a store API account. To access the API accounts, go to advanced settings and API accounts. So as you can see that we are going to follow this hyperlink which will take us to our API accounts. So I'm going to click on this hyperlink and yes, you can see it is directly taking me to my store level API accounts. So this was really easy because I've already logged in my BigCommerce account. So it is always advised to log in your application before starting with the automation. It makes the procedure easy. So now we have to do is we have to click on create API account and now it is asking me the name. So over here we are going to keep the name as testing. Now we are going to move on forward. It is asking me for some permissions. So over here you can see that we have to select the permissions as content, customers, information and setting, marketing, orders and products. So we are going to select the same permissions right over here. First we are going to select content. Over here you can see customers. Over here you can see information and settings, marketing, orders, and then we are going to look for products. So now we have selected all of these permissions which which Pabbly asked for. And then we are going to click on save right over here. And as you can see that we have successfully created a API credentials. Over here you can see the client ID, client secret and access token. So yes, you can give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for because your data is secure with Pabbly. And yes, we are going to copy this client ID from here and then we are going to paste it right over here in our workflow. We are going to do same for the access token also. I'm just going to copy the access token and then we are going to paste it right over here in our workflow. And as soon as we are going to paste the access token, it is asking me for the store hash key. So to get this, again we are going to open our BigCommerce account and over here we are going to click on done. And yes, you can see that we are going to get the store hash key from this URL after store and before mybigcommerce.com. So as you can see that this is my store hash key. So I'm going to copy this right from here and then we are going to paste it over here in our workflow. And after doing all of this, we are going to click on save. And as soon as we are going to click on save, you can see that we have successfully connected our BigCommerce account with our Pabbly's workflow. And now after connecting our BigCommerce account with our Pabbly's workflow, we are going to click on save and send test request. And as soon as we are going to click on save and send test request, you can see that it is saying waiting for response, and in the notes it is saying do a test submission / record. So in order to capture this response, we have to do a test submission. And in order to do the test submission, I'm going to open my BigCommerce account and from here we are going to go on view store. So we are going to do a test submission right over here. So I'm going to look for my product, which is PHP for programming. Over here you can see, so I'm going to add this to my cart and over here you can see the details. So I'm going to click on checkout right from here, enter the details and purchase this product as a test submission. So for the email, I'm going to keep it as demo22@pabblytudes.com and then we are going to click on continue. And now it is saying billing, so I want the details to be this: first name demo, last name user. Over here you can see the phone number and also you can see address, city, country, state and the postal code. Again we are going to click on continue and now it is saying payment. So I'm going to select my payment method right from here, which is card, and I'm going to enter the card details. So after entering all the details, we are going to click on place order, and as soon as we are going to click on place order, you can see that we have successfully checked this out and yes, we have successfully created a order. Over here you can see your order number is 102. Yes, we have successfully did the test submission and now I'm going to open my workflow and check that if Pabbly has captured the response of this test submission or not. So I'm going to open my workflow and we are going to wait for the response, and yes, you can see that we have received the response right over here. Over here you can see the data ID. So this is our order ID too. Now what I want is that I want the details that I submitted right over here in my order confirmation. So I want the same email, same name, same phone number, so that I can create a new wishlist member with the help of same details. So to do this, we are going to add the action step right over here. For the action application, we are going to select it as BigCommerce only. So I'm going to search for BigCommerce and then we are going to select it. And now for the action event, we are going to select it as get order by ID and then we are going to click on connect. As you can see that again it is asking me for the same details. So I've recently connected my BigCommerce account, so I'm going to click on select existing connection and then save. And as soon as we are going to do this, you can see that we have successfully connected. Now it is asking me for the order ID. So as soon as I'm going to enter the order ID, automatically I'll get the details of that order. So over here we are going to map this ID. So mapping is a method by Pabbly, which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected BigCommerce as our trigger application. So we are going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we are going to map these details, automatically these details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received in my BigCommerce order. So I'm going to give you an example that over here for the order ID, if I'm going to enter 102 right over here manually, then this will not change with every new order received because this is a static information and I've entered it manually. But if I'm going to map it from the previous response, over here you can see the data ID or the order ID. So if I'm going to map this from the previous response, then this will definitely change because my previous response will also change. So that's why we do mapping right over here to run our workflow in real time. And after mapping this, we are going to click on save and send test request. And as soon as we are going to click on save and send test request, you can see all the details of our order placed. I'm going to look for the details like the phone number, email and all. And as you can see that first name, last name, over here you can see the street that we entered, city, state, zip code, country. Over here you can see the phone number and the email that we entered. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our trigger and this action step. And now what I want is that as soon as the order is placed for PHP course for beginners, then only this workflow should move on further, and further with the help of same details, a new member should be created in my wishlist member account too. So to do this, we are going to add a action step right over here. And now again for the action application, we are going to select it as BigCommerce because I want to get the product details this time. So I'm going to select it. And then for the action event, we are going to select it as get product by order ID. So I want to get the product details too. So I'm going to click on connect. And as you can see, again, it is asking me for the same. So I've already connected my BigCommerce account. So I'm going to click on select existing connection and then save again. And as soon as we're going to do this, you can see that we have successfully connected our BigCommerce account with our Pabbly's workflow. And again, we are going to map the order ID right over here. So I'm going to search for it and then we are going to map it, and then we are going to click on save and send test request. And as soon as we are going to do this, you can see that we have received the product details also. Over here you can see the name, which is PHP course. Over here you can also see the price, and you're going to look for the product ID. Over here you can see the product ID too. So now I've got this product ID because I want to add a filter condition right over here. What I want is that only if the product is purchased, which is PHP course, then only this workflow should move on further. And if not, then the workflow should not move on further. Only the wishlist member should be created for the PHP course product. So that's why I've got this product ID, and now we are going to add a filter condition right over here. So I'm going to add the action step, and then for the action application, we are going to select it as filter by Pabbly. It is a feature by Pabbly which helps you to add the conditions in your workflow. And now for the action event, we are going to select it as filter values, and then we are going to click on connect. And as you can see that it is asking me for the label. So I'm going to select the label as product ID, and it is asking me for the filter type. So I'm going to select it as equals to, and then for the value I'm going to enter the product ID. So what I want is that if the product ID is 112, then only this workflow should move on further. So I'm going to click on save and send test request, and yes, you can see condition is true because our product ID was 112 only. So yes, we have successfully added a condition right over here, and now I'm going to create a wishlist member. For that we are going to add the action step right over here, and now for the action application we are going to select it as wishlist member right over here. And as soon as we're going to select it, is asking me for the action event. So I'm going to select the action event as create a new member, and then we are going to click on connect. And as you can see, again it is saying add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your wishlist member account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me. Click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the API URL and the API key. So to get this, we are going to follow the help text again, and it is saying log into your WordPress dashboard. You can find the API URL and the API key under the advanced option API wishlist member plugin. So I'm going to open my WordPress account, and over here you can see that this is my WordPress account, and wishlist member is a plugin of WordPress. Over here you can see the same. So I'm going to go to the wishlist member dashboard first right from here, and now from the left side bar you can see advanced option. So we are going to follow this advanced option, and then again from the left side bar we are going to go on API. And as soon as we are going to open the API, you can see the API URL and the API key. So we are going to copy both of this, and then we are going to paste it right over here in our workflow. And now after pasting both of this, we are going to click on save. And as soon as we are going to click on save, you can see that we have successfully connected our wishlist member account with our Pabbly's workflow. And now it is asking me for the username. It is saying add members username right over here. So I'm going to keep the username as the email of my member. So I'm going to search for it, and then we are going to map it. We are going to map the email too. So I'm going to search for email right over here, and as you can see the same, so we are going to map it. So I've selected the username as email because I want to keep it as so. If you wish, you can definitely add a username as per your wish. And now it is asking me for the password. So I want the password to be the phone number of the customer at the rate their name. So for that I'm going to map the phone number first, and as you can see the same, so we are going to map it. We are going to put at the rate and then the name of our customer. So I'm going to search for name, and as you can see demo user. So first we are going to map the first name and the last name, and yes, we are going to move on forward. It is asking me to select the level. So I'm going to select it as Pabbly Connect level only. It is asking me to select the company. So as you can see that this is not the required field, so I'm going to leave it as blank. It is asking me for the primary address. So I have the address, so I'm going to enter the address right over here, and as you can see new street, so we are going to map this. We are going to map the city too. I'm going to search for it, and as you can see Bhopal, so we are going to map it. We are going to map the state also. I'm going to search for it, and then you can see the same, so we are going to map it. We are going to map the zip also. I'm going to search for it, and as you can see we are going to map it. We are going to also map the country. I'm going to search for country, and as you can see billing address country, so we are going to map this. And after doing all of this, we are going to click on save and send test request. And as soon as we are going to click on save and send test request, you can see that we have received the positive response that we have successfully created a new member in our wishlist member account. So I'm going to open my wishlist member and check for the new member created with this email. So I'm going to open my wishlist member account, and now we are going to go on members from the left side bar. And as soon as we are going to go on this, you can see demo22@pabblytudes.com. Over here you can see the member information. Over here you can see the email. Over here you can see the display name publicly. You can see the username that we entered. We are going to go on the address, and yes, you can see the address too. So yes, we have successfully created this wishlist member right over here in our wishlist member account. And yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow. But I'll just test this workflow once, and this time I'm going to give you a real-time example. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a new order with the new details, and then we are going to check that if a wishlist member has been created with the same details or not. So I'm going to open my store again, and we are going to do another test submission for this PHP course. So I'm going to refresh this, and we are going back to our store again. And as you can see that this is our store, and I'm going to click on add to cart again for this PHP course. Again, we are going to click on checkout so that we can enter the new details. And now for the email, I want the emails to be testuser22@pabblytudes.com. So I'm going to enter it. We are going to click on continue. We are going to enter the billing details as first name test, last name user. Over here you can see the phone number, address, city, country. Over here you can see the state and the postal code. And after entering all the details, we are going to click on continue. Again, we are going to enter the card details right over here as this. And now after entering the card details, we are going to click on place order. And as soon as we are going to click on place order, you can see that we have successfully placed a new order with the order number 103. So yes, we have successfully did the test submission again. And now what this means is that BigCommerce has sent the details of a submission to our workflow. Pabbly captured the response, triggered the workflow, further followed all these steps in our workflow, and created a new member in our wishlist account with the same details. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to open my wishlist account and check for the new member created. And this time I'm not going back to my workflow and clicking on save and send test request. I'll directly open my wishlist member, and from here we are going to refresh this members page to check for the new member created. And as you can see, testuser22@pabblytudes.com has been created as a new member right over here. We're going to look for the another details that we entered. Over here you can see the street, over here you can see the city, the Madhya Pradesh, which was the state. Over here you can see the country and the postal code that we entered. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow. And I'll just summarize the workflow for you once. For the trigger application, we selected BigCommerce. For the trigger event, we selected new order created. Again, for the action application, we selected BigCommerce. For the action event, we selected get order by ID. Again, for the action application, we selected BigCommerce. And then for the action event, we selected get product by order ID. For the action application, we selected filter. And then for the action event, we selected filter values. And then again, for the action application, we selected wishlist member. And then for the action event, we selected create member, because I wanted that as soon as the new order is created in my BigCommerce, automatically with the help of the order ID, we should get the order details. And as soon as we are going to get the order details, I wanted the product details too, so that I can add a filter condition of only a single product which I want to continue this workflow further to. And again, for the action application, we selected wishlist because I wanted to create a wishlist member with the help of same details. And yes, we were successful with our workflow. Over here you can see the two wishlist member we created during this video with the help of our workflow. One is demo22@pabblytudes.com, or you can see the name and the email. Over here you can see the username. Another one which is testuser22@pabblytudes.com. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow, and this was it for the video. So if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly, you can integrate many more applications. So now, if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.